Hi guys, welcome back! In this video, I'm going to show you how to prepare your character for a formal review. This process is exactly what you'll use in a professional environment to show the progress of your character or prop to your supervisor or client. Instead of spending hours rendering frame by frame, we're going to use a much faster tool called Playblast. This allows us to get a high-quality preview of your work almost instantly so you can get feedback and keep moving forward. Let's dive in. First, let's start by importing your character into Maya. Go to File, Import. Navigate to the folder where your character is saved. Select the file and click Import. In my case, my character already has textures attached so they display directly in the viewport. If you'd like a separate tutorial on how to correctly hook up your textures in Maya, please leave me a comment below and let me know. Now, let's center the character in the viewport and set our timeline to 250 frames. To be precise with our framing, click on the resolution gate and gate mask icons. This shows exactly what will be rendered so you can make sure nothing gets cropped. Currently, you can see the default resolution, but let's increase that for a better preview. Open your render settings and under the Common tab, scroll down to Image Size. In the Presets dropdown, select HD 1080. You'll see the resolution gate update immediately in your viewport. To make the viewport look even better, go to the Renderer menu at the top of the viewport and open the Viewport 2.0 quote settings. Under Anti-aliasing, enable Smooth Wireframe and Multi-sampling Anti-aliasing, and turn the sample count up to 16. This will sharpen your edges and remove those jagged lines. Finally, let's also enable Ambient Occlusion to add some depth and realistic shadows to our model. Now we need a dedicated rendering camera. We'll use a very handy tool called Turntable, which automatically creates a camera that orbits perfectly around our model. First, change your menu set to Animation. Then go to the Visualize menu. Find Create Turntable and click the Settings box next to it. In the options, make sure to change the number of frames to 250 so it matches our timeline. Now select your character and click Turntable. If you look at your outliner, you'll see a new group has been created. Inside that group is your Turntable Camera 1. This is the camera we will use for our final output. So let's rename the group to keep things organized. When you press play, you'll see your character framed perfectly as the camera rotates around it. If your camera seems to be rotating too fast, don't worry. It's just a simple playback setting. To see the actual speed of your rotation, right-click on the timeline, go to Playback Speed, and set it to Real Time. It's important to remember that this doesn't change the length of your final video. It only lets you visualize the movement at its correct speed while you work. Take a moment to double-check that your character stays centered throughout the entire turn. If the framing doesn't look right, you can simply delete the camera group and create a new turntable until you're happy with the result. As a final note, remember, what you see in the viewport right now is exactly what will be captured in the final video, so make sure everything looks perfect before we move on. Now, to start the rendering process, right-click on the timeline again and look for Playblast. Click the settings box next to it so we can configure our output. Make sure the format is set to AVI and the encoding to IYUV codec. We want the highest quality, so set the quality slider to 100. For the display size, choose from Render Settings, and ensure the scale is set to 1. Finally, in the Movie File section, click the folder icon to choose a destination on your computer and give your file a name. In my case, I'm just going to overwrite a previous test and click Save. Now just click Playblast and wait for it to finish. It's very fast. For this tutorial, I'm actually going to create 3 different Playblasts. One with a gray material, one with textures, and one showing the wireframe. If you want to do the same, just remember to rename each file before you start the next Playblast. Otherwise, you will overwrite your previous work. Now go to your destination folder and review your renders. I highly recommend using a compositing or editing software like Premiere Pro or After Effects to combine them into one professional video. I've put together a simple composition here to show you how it looks, but feel free to be as creative as you want. The goal is to showcase your artistic skills in the best possible way. I hope this video was helpful for your character submission process. If you have any tutorial requests or questions, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.